Okay, this is what we're doing this morning. And we got to get the system pumped down, so let's get it pumped down. And when I pump it down, I let it start up first. Get pressure in the suction line, or liquid line. And today, we're working on a 25 HMB 636, so this is a two-stage carrier, 16 SEER, 3-ton. So I got that liquid line cracked a little. Gotta bring this down, the suction line down a little because it's a long valve. Communication on this one, just because I don't want it flashing any codes, because it'll flash a stuck contactor code. Crap, maybe I gotta plug this in and pump it down. Reversing valve hooked up. Also temperature sensor. Where's my reversing valve? Pressures. Now I'm going to have to throw the control on air conditioning because it's not powering up the reversing valve. So if it doesn't power the reversing valve, it wants to heat. And I can't pump it down, so let me put that in air conditioning. Okay, let's try this again. So, let's shut this. There we go. Now we're doing something. it down. Make sure this one's shut all the way. Cover that high side, there's not much there. Okay, let's recover the high side and we'll get this this coil cut out, and we'll go from there. Well, that coil has to go in there. So we've already replaced the TXV on this one. 2 weeks ago I just replaced the dryer, so I'm not going to replace the dryer. So I'm going to get this coil out of here. And then pull that coil, put that new coil in. It won't take but a few minutes here. So I'll start taking video at that point. Now let's get this coil cut out of here. Take the drain off. There's the drain. So got a new 90 we'll put on here. I'd rather change the coil out than do a TXV. I'll tell you that right now. Doing the coil, you cut the darn thing out, put the new one in, grease 2 joints up, and you're done. TXV's a little trickier than that. Go. Old coils out. Now we got to line up the slots. One there, one at the bottom here. Got that lined up. we go. New coils in, old coils out. I'll have to braze this up. Let me go get the other cover. I want to get this thing all brazed in. Okay, we got nitrogen running, so let's get this brazed in really quick. Got some heat sink around the liquid line there to protect the TX. So, oil on the line. We got the bottom, so let's turn off the torch a little. Get the suction line brazed in, not the most optimal 90, but this is all I had in the truck this morning. A little oil in the line. Brazed in and we're good to go. Start pulling a vacuum. Down there. I use my pipe cutters to hold the insulation and the rubbers back so we don't burn them up. Well, let's get the vacuum pump on it. Just want to show you something really quick. My gauge actually failed pulling a vacuum, 3400 microns, but I don't know if you can see that, but look at the sight glass. There's some oil in there, and it's bubbling at the front of the sight glass. I've been having a hard time pulling a vacuum with my 570s, and now I know why. Because the darn sight glass is leaking. So now I gotta throw my other gauges on there, send these in to get it repaired. I was wondering why I was having a hard time pulling a vacuum with my gauges. I have the vacuum shut off. Got my vacuum line shut off. And as you can see, my micron gauge is going up. Still bubbling. It's pulling air right into the system. Not happy about this one. Well, we replaced the coil, and before the unit would pull into a vacuum, the distribution tubes were plugged up on the other side of the TX. Brand new coil, or 2012 coil, 3 years old. Replaced the TXV. Now we replaced the whole coil. Now I'm having problems with the TX on the new coil. At one time, with proper charge in there, I had 12 degrees of superheat, almost 13, or subcooling. Here, I have no superheat at all. And I have evaporator temperature of 37.9. I'm negative superheat. The TX is not working. I've dipped it in hot, cold water. Doesn't want to budge. Doesn't want to do anything. My pressures stay pretty much within 10 psi. Doesn't do anything at all. Well, we'll be back replacing a TXV on this one again. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.